William, what are you doing?
I'm trying to decide what to celebrate. I've got Cinco de Mayo or World Naked Gardening Day.
Put that away. We have something to celebrate, a new episode of Garden Time.
Okay, Judy, I've made my decision. I'm going to celebrate World Naked Gardening Day.
William, why don't you give us all something to celebrate and keep your clothes on?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Well, we have something to celebrate, another great weekend, and a great episode of Garden Time.
And coming up on the show today, we're going to give you some tips on hanging baskets.
And you know, ants are active this time of year, and if you're having that problem, we have some tips for you.
And we're also going to be showing you some great varieties of strawberries.
But coming up first, some spring color. Well, after the winter we've had, it is great to see color, especially in our garden. I'm with Margie at Margie's Farm and Garden in Aurora, and she has picked out favorites that we're going to talk about today. You really have some beautiful favorites.
Oh, thank you so much, Judy.
So what are we going to start with?
Our first favorite here is our new Be Alive Bittens. These are fantastic. The coloring is just beautiful with the orange and the yellow.
And how do we use these?
These are great for full sun. They are great in containers.
Are they going to trail a lot?
They're mainly upright. They're not quite as
okay.
not quite as vigorous as the yellow bittens that you're used to seeing.
But
but more of a semi-trailer for the full sun. You don't have to worry about deadheading them. They'll just keep reblooming on their own.
That's really nice because I'm too lazy to do that.
Nobody likes that.
And what about these impatiens? These flowers are huge.
Oh my gosh, my next favorite are Sun Impatiens. These are fantastic. We have 10 different colors of them. From the orange, magenta, we have white, reds, and all different shades in between.
And really in the sun.
Really, they do well in the full hot sun, and no cleaning on them necessary to keep them blooming again. And they actually get a little taller. They're about 18 to 20 inches, with some of the varieties getting about 30 inches tall. So they're a great use. Mixing all the colors is just beautiful.
It looks like it. And then I love these little kind of tubular flowers. What's this one?
Oh my gosh, Vermillionaire is always one of my favorites. These are fantastic. The hummingbird's #1 plant in our greenhouse. Every day the hummingbirds are all over these guys. As you can tell by the flower shape is just perfect for a hummingbird. These are great full sun. They work really good in containers. They work really well in the ground also. About 18 to 28 inches is the height. So they're just fantastic.
Yeah, that is a nice height. And then these are such beautiful colors.
Oh, Borrelia. This is definitely one of my favorites because I love the color. This periwinkle color is just beautiful. And you don't see this color much on flowers, so it's great. These are for the shade, so they can do well in morning sun, but they need the afternoon shade. A semi-trailer, so they're great in containers, baskets, and they bloom fabulous until frost.
And I love that there's white too, because I just love white in the shade.
White in the shade is just really great. It really pops against the dark colors.
Nice. And then this texture is this crazy little grass.
Oh, fiber optic grass. We absolutely love our fiber optic grass because it looks like fiber optics. This is great. It can go in the ground. It goes in containers. It can also go in your pond. It's a great water plant and loves the water. And we use it in containers a lot, not for the full hot afternoon sun. It does better in more shaded conditions.
Oh, that is
and if it gets too long, you just take scissors and you can cut it off because you have lots of new growth coming on with the fiber optics coming.
That is fun. Oh, I love that one. And then this is a beautiful yellow flower.
Oh my gosh, San Vitalia. This is absolutely one of my favorites also with the darker foliage with the yellow. Again, a semi-trailer for the sun. It blooms fabulous until late frost. It just keeps going. No cleaning necessary on it. It just blooms great all on its own. Semi-trailing and great in the sun.
Wonderful. And then I've never seen a sweet potato vine trained up. And what a great idea, because we usually see them hanging down.
Yes, we do. This is the Solar Tower Black. This is brand new this year. And it is just fantastic. It'll grow at least 8 to 10 feet tall in 1 year. It's very vigorous. So it would love like a trellis to climb up. If you have like a 10 by 10 canopy tent, it'll climb up along the legs of it. Beautiful with other vines mixed in it with also. This does not bloom, but beautiful foliage.
Right, beautiful. And then you have dahlias, which it's early in the season, but there's dahlias.
Oh, I do have some beautiful dahlias here. We grow quite a few different varieties of dahlias. They're blooming now, which is great. They'll bloom all summer long until frost. They do well in containers or in the ground. A little deadheading on those to keep them blooming, but they are just fabulous.
They are nice. And
Yeah.
then, you know what I love here too is there's so many ideas in their containers. So, you know, you can be creative on your own, but you make beautiful containers too, right here.
Oh, thank you very much. We love using all of, especially our favorites in specialty containers. They make great gifts, grab and go, or to give people ideas of how to use plants.
Yeah, that is true. Do you have any just general tips for all these lovely annuals here?
Oh yes, generally just water and fertilizer will just keep them blooming great all summer, and we can help you with all that when they stop by.
And you really can hear it from Margie herself. You have to come out to Margie's Farm and Garden. They have beautiful annuals, perennials, and come out and get some summer containers for yourself. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you, Judy.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
I've been a Capital Subaru customer for 15 years, and one of the main reasons is because they treat me well and I want to shop local. The service department is excellent, and I always feel like I'm taken care of here. In fact, they call me now even after I've driven off the lot to remind me to come in and get my car washed. That's service. One of the reasons why I like coming to Capital Subaru, actually, they have the dog area, and I can just walk my dog around the whole area and we can enjoy the outside. I got it my way on the Parkway.
Since 1926, the Bonide Company has worked with homeowners to make their homes and gardens beautiful. If you have a garden problem, Bonide has the answer. Repels All from Bonide works 3 ways through touch, taste, and smell with all natural ingredients so you can enjoy the garden you dreamed of without unwanted visitors. Visit Bonide.com to find a local retailer and to download your free Bonide Problem Solver app for your iPhone or Droid.
Build a beautiful home inside and out at French Prairie Perennials. Inside, we have just the right creative elements to complete your decor. We offer an oasis of unusual, nature-inspired garden and home gifts and accessories. Outside, choose from our wide selection of unique dwarf conifers and sparkling companion plants. French Prairie Perennials, located between Woodburn and Wilsonville. Take exit 278 to Aurora and French Prairie Perennials.
For over 100 years, COLLIER Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts have provided tree and shrub care services to the Portland metropolitan area.
From large tree and small shrub pruning, tree removal, and stump grinding, we can handle all your tree care needs.
Our arborists diagnose and treat your toughest insect and disease problems.
We also have organic solutions for growing and maintaining healthy gardens, as well as organic nutrition for your trees and shrubs.
COLLIER and Bartlett, environmentally friendly since 1907.
Well, June is strawberry planting time, and especially at Portland Nursery. I'm with Sarah, and Sarah, you have so much stock of strawberries.
Yes, we are literally up to our ears today with strawberries, as you can see.
Definitely.
But we narrowed it down a little bit for the show today. We've got June bearing and ever bearing.
Okay.
So the June bearing strawberries are going to produce all at once. So they're really great for like jams, sauces, big parties, that type of thing. And then the ever bearing, which are also called day neutral. And I heard a rumor they've actually changed it to be called day neutral.
Yes.
And that's kind of weird because you have June bearing and day neutral. So, anywho, those produce a little bit here and there. So they're great for like your cereal in the morning, some fresh eating, that type of thing. So we picked 2 varieties of each.
All right.
And these are a really good deal. There's about 10 in each one of these.
Oh, I was wondering. I thought maybe one big plant.
Right,
No.
yeah. No, so this could feed a family here.
Definitely.
So the first June bearing one is the Rainier that we picked. So
yummy.
Rainier and Hood are the ones we picked for June bearing. They're known in this area. They're like originated in the Pacific Northwest. The thing about the Rainier the Hood's good for freezing too, but the Rainier is good for freezing. Really sweet flavor. A lot of people have probably had them in restaurants and things like that.
They're very popular.
The Hood is as similar as well. And that one's probably the most popular famous strawberry that we have in this area. So delicious, but for me, the everbearing works better because I like to eat them fresh. So Seascape is a kind of Portland Nursery favorite. They're nice, firm, sweet, produce a little bit here and there.
All right.
They have good yield. And then we've got TriStar.
Oh, another good one.
Yeah, and this one's good for freezing too. I mean, you can freeze
Why
day
not?
neutral ones as well.
Definitely. And so tell us about how to plant them. So we know that this isn't one plant, this is several. So we want to tease them apart and then like a raised bed or a prepared bed with nice soil.
Yeah, they like the good drainage, as does a lot of things. So basically, yeah, flipping this over, kind of taking the pot off and gently teasing them apart.
Okay.
And they have little heads. It's pretty easy to get them apart. You don't really have to like tear the roots or anything. And then planting those about 12 inches apart in the ground. Or you can do them in a window box. You can do them in a classic strawberry box.
Oh, that would be great.
You can even do them in a hanging basket.
Oh, that is true.
So they're pretty easy. They're versatile.
And sometimes I see runners. So should we leave them? Should we clip them? What should we do with the runners?
That's a good question. If you want them to take over, you can let the runners go.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of times that'll leave a bare spot where the mother plant was. So if you pinch those runners off at the mother, that'll keep them kind of in a neater row.
Just plant them, okay.
And then you can take those and plant those somewhere else, or you know, it's kind of up to you. They're going to do well in this area. So.
It is Strawberry Place, isn't it? We are very well known for it.
Yeah.
And then fertilizer?
A good fertilizer at planting, and then after they're done blooming would be, or fruiting would be good.
All right. Well, you know, you can see that they have lots of stock here. And if you have any other questions, you can go to the website and they have care sheets there and all of the varieties that they carry. And there's differences in all the different varieties. So you can pick some for your own strawberry patch at your house. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So I am standing here with Rick Naylor, who those of you who watch the show a lot know that he has a great company called Visualscaping, a landscape design company. And Rick, we're standing in a place though that we're going to talk about today because it was a really small little area that they wanted redone. Tell me about it.
Right. Well, you know, as you know, a lot of yards are shrinking these days.
Right.
So you have to pack more in to try to get it to be a nice outdoor living space. And that's kind of what we did here, is they wanted something that they can enjoy year round, and they wanted something that they could get a lot of use out no matter what the time of year. So what we did is took a small footprint and tried to turn it into something really nice and something they can enjoy year round.
And it really was just where we're standing was just a kind of a square concrete slab. There was nothing here but that, right?
Right, exactly. It was just a square old concrete, it was kind of cracked. And so what we did was we pulled that out and put in this nice Lastra paver patio. We kind of contoured it. The walkway was kind of a straight, just old pavers. We kind of contoured that a little bit to kind of soften some of the lines a little bit and just give it more of a kind of softer look, but also give us a little more space.
And the couple that owned this house, he wanted to be able to barbecue year round.
Right.
So they had that they wanted to, but you went beyond that. Besides just putting in this little kitchen area, you also put in a great fire pit. I mean, you made it a place that you would want to go out and party and have fun in the backyard.
Right. With our contractor did a great job at Desire Landscape. So what we did is we put in the patio cover, and then we added the stonework, which really upgrades kind of what the look, gives that northwest look, and gives it kind of an outdoor feel. And
that's beautiful. I love that stonework. That's really sharp looking.
Yeah, no, they did a great job. And what it did was allow them to be able to use this in the wintertime if they want to grill, stay dry, and then they have the fire pit if they want to sit out here.
Because let's be honest, even in the summertime here, a night can get chilly, so that's a great addition too. And then I also wanted to bring up the landscaping itself that you did, because once again you stepped up in the way that you landscape and put in a great area that they can still, as it grows in, it fills in and looks beautiful here.
Right. You know, we always try to use as many unusual plants as we possibly can, and we kind of did that here. We also want to introduce some color, but she also in this area wanted a fragrant garden, so we did a lot of fragrant plants. So she'll have some fragrance year round, so not just in certain times of the year. So that's what we always kind of do, is try to add as much color as we possibly can, but using unique plants, so when you're sitting out here, you're entertaining. It's plants people don't see every day.
Right, and that is true. And then I've also noticed that in this situation, there's a bit of a drop down. And once again, you guys have stepped up. I like the stonework that I'm sure helps with drainage and water control.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. That's mainly what that's there for. But again, it gives it that northwest feel and becomes part of the landscape and just you know, it's useful, but it's also can be blended in and make it part of the landscape also. So.
Well, every time that I see some of the work that Rick does, but from the beginning to the end, it is always breathtaking. So they start out with something that nobody likes, and then they end up with something that everybody really likes. So if you're interested in doing some work in your yard, we suggest you go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the website. You can have him come out, interact with him, see what beauty can come from your garden when you work with Rick Naylor. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you,
Appreciate
William.
it.
Appreciate it.
Over the 30 years that our family has been in the nursery industry, we've learned that anyone can supply a customer with plants and garden supplies. But it's supplying those plants and supplies backed by a knowledgeable staff that can transform a garden and take it from ordinary to extraordinary. That's what we do at Sagawa Nursery. Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
Since 1982, the Wall has been making local gardens beautiful, naturally. Whether you need a new wall, concrete patio, fire pit, or driveway, the Wall's expert craftsmen can build it. We back up our work with a 5-year warranty, so you'll know it'll last. We use the highest quality materials, including stamped colored concrete, natural stone, and we're the leader in using recycled concrete. Create an outdoor environment you'll enjoy for years, with the help of your friends at The Wall.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Celebrate a spring tradition. Visit the Hulda Klager Lilac Gardens during the annual Lilac Days. Open daily from 10 to 4. See hundreds of blooming lilacs. Tour Hulda's Victorian home and gift shop. Take exit 21 off I-5 in Woodland, Washington.
I'm standing in the shop with Lindsay Scott, who, Lindsay, I consider you to be an artist. I really do. You make some beautiful stuff out of copper, and now with gourds and stuff that you build for things. And so we want to just go over some of the steps and talk about your craft and how it evolves into such beautiful pieces of art.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about 12 years. I've been building things my lifetime and taught shop for 33 years.
Bless your heart.
And so I've always enjoyed making things, and some things I did for money and some things I did for fun, and so this kind of just evolved into a business.
And what was the impetus for copper? What made you want to work with that?
You know, I saw this great big copper sunflower on the back of someone's truck, and I thought, I want to make that. And so
and that was it?
That was it.
And then before we talk about some specific things you do, you live in a beautiful space out here in the country. Is that where you get a lot of your inspiration?
A lot of my ideas come from the foliage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the leaves and...
Well, now I also see gourds. So before we start the cutting of the copper, you've added gourds into part of them. Why is that? What do you do with them?
Well, I make bird houses and bird feeders from the gourds. I get these gourds from Southern California because they're nice and thick.
Yeah,
and I cut them and gut the inside and treat them so that they won't rot. And then I stain them, like you see here, and I run a piece of copper wire through the gourd and add vines to it. And then I've put in some plastic anchors so that I can attach a roof that will be removable so it can be cleaned.
Oh, yeah. Because you would have to do that.
Right. And so I make them, to house chickadees and nuthatch, downy woodpecker, wrens.
And what a classy home. I mean, that's a pretty fancy bird nest, I'll tell you. So I would think that when you're thinking, metal seems to be, more rigid than, of course, cloth. So what do you do about it? When you get a design and you put it onto the copper, what would be the steps that follow up to that?
There are a number of different steps. Some pieces, small pieces like these leaves, I cut with a tool called a Beverly shear. It's a hand-operated tool. And other pieces, like something like this oak leaf, I cut with a plasma cutter because it has a lot of little intricate curves.
It's very intricate, yeah.
Difficult to cut by hand.
And so are you going to show us how you do that plasma
Yes,
cutting?
yeah,
Because I'm going to step away while you do that, all right?
Yeah.
Now, Lindsay, we saw you cutting it out, then you took it over to a machine and did this to it. What is the machine?
That machine is called a planishing hammer. It's basically an air-powered hammer, and you just run the piece through the hammer, and it beats it, and you turn it and bend it as it goes so that it creates
It just makes
a nice
it
shape.
look more like a leaf then?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And then what is this piece that you're working on here?
This is a piece that's in the works. It's the patina that I've started on this isn't complete, but it's just a garden hook to hang a potted plant or a wind chime or something like that. And so I'd use a leaf like that to create this.
And what really, I think what amazes me the most, knowing your work now for several years, is, you know, this might have taken a little bit of time to do, but you have to make so many of these to do one piece. So why don't we run out to the yard and look at some of the finished pieces now.
All right, great.
Now, Lindsay, we are out in your yard with some of the finished products, and we hear the dogs barking. Your dogs, obviously, they're thrilled that we're here and promoting the stuff for you. But I have to say that from the first time I've seen this stuff, I have just been mesmerized by it. I think it's artistic and functional and beautiful, like the shower. That is so cool.
Thank you. Thanks.
And so tell me about, like, what are some of your favorites and why? And tell me the spirit of you that went into making them.
Well, I don't know if I have in particular favorites, but you know, I like the reaction that I get from people, and this being an outdoor shower, most people look at it and think it's just a big sunflower.
Yeah.
But it's functional. It has an inline valve to turn it on and off. It's a cold shower, but people like it for you know, their hot tubs or beach houses, things like that.
I think too, one of the things I bought was a mister sprinkler. I love that because it's a sprinkler, but then in the summertime it has a mister on it.
Sure.
And the whole time it's beautiful. It's just exquisite.
Oh, thank you.
Now, if people are interested in buying some of your stuff, you have a website that they can go to,
I do,
right?
yes.
And you don't really have a store, but you do shows a lot.
I do a lot of shows, so that all my shows are posted on the website.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you've seen this stuff and you want some for your own garden, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to her website, and you can find out where this delightful soul is and pick some of this stuff up for yourself. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
This time of year, you may be noticing ants outside the foundation of your home or actually inside your home. So we have some products that will help rid your home of ants. This one is from Taro, and it's actually a granular product that you sprinkle around the outside foundation of your home, and it is water resistant. Another product by Taro is actually a trap that has borax in it, and you take these traps and you find where the trails of ants are and you put it right by the trails, and it has the ants will go to it. And both of these products, you need to be careful around children and pets.
And of course, you can do a homemade recipe of water, sugar, and borax. Then you mix that up and you dip like cotton balls in it. You place those cotton balls around where you see the trails of the ants, and that takes care of them too. But what we really love now is this new product from Bonide. It has citronella, clove, and cedar oil. That's about all that's in it, so you can spray it around where the tracks are. You can also cover cracks in between like levels of floor and windowsills, everywhere you want to spray it. It smells great, and not only does it kill, it also repels, and it's safe for kids and pets.
So if you have a problem with ants, you can go to any of your independent garden centers to ask for help and to pick up these products. You can also ask questions about any other pest problems too while you're there.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Portland Nursery, where spring is our favorite time of year. It's the time to prepare your garden for planting. We invite you to get a jump on spring with our huge selection. Let Portland Nursery's staff of professionals help with groceries you can grow. We've got the seeds, veggie starts, and expertise to ensure your success. Visit portlandnursery.com for a list of classes and special events. Portland Nursery, helping make your backyard your favorite destination at 50th and Stark and 90th and Division.
Celebrate a spring tradition. Visit the Hulda Klager Lilac Gardens during the annual Lilac Days. Open daily from 10 to 4. See hundreds of blooming lilacs. Tour Hulda's Victorian home and gift shop. Take exit 21 off I-5 in Woodland, Washington.
When you plant your flower baskets and containers this year, consider Black Gold All-Purpose Potting Mix for the best results. This worm castings-enriched, well-drained potting soil has a controlled release fertilizer to feed your plants up to 6 months. Black Gold All-Purpose Potting Mix now contains resilience for enhanced plant growth. Available at garden centers everywhere. For more information, visit blackgold.bz. All the riches of the earth.
Do you have a leaning or broken fence? Fix a broken fence with ease. Made in Oregon, the sturdy fence post bracket can mend your drooping fence. Strong winds, falling debris, dry rot, and wayward drivers can all cause havoc on your once sturdy fence. Our sturdy bracket attaches to your existing fence and is easily installed in 30 minutes. Limit waste, materials, and save money by fixing your existing fence. Purchase online at sturdfence.com or visit participating Par Lumber and Pro Build stores.
Color, color, color. When you think of your garden, think of color. Then think of Margie's Farm and Garden. High quality plants and great customer service are our trademark.
Grab a taste of summer with delicious blueberries. This week we have 6-gallon blueberries on sale for $20. That's $10 off our regular price.
Vegetables or herbs, hanging baskets or perennials, trust Margie's Farm and Garden, just off I-5 near Aurora.
There's nothing like the sound of water on your patio or deck. I'm with Justin from Terra Casa in Damascus. And Justin, you guys have a huge selection of bubblers and fountains, don't you?
Yes, we do. We got all kinds of bubblers here. We got self-contained bubblers over here. They range from all shapes and sizes, and you can pretty much pick any one that you want out here, and we get you all taken care of.
Oh, so any pot can become a bubbler.
Exactly.
That is cool. And really, for a small space, these are great because they're self-contained, but then for maybe a larger one, you have the ones that go in ground.
Exactly, exactly. We have ones that go on reservoirs that you can put in your, your backyard, your front yard, in your flower bed, do some plantings around it, stuff like that. So it makes it real cool.
Yeah. And not only do you have bubblers, but you have a new selection of larger fountains that are all shapes and sizes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Some of these are, some of these are small, some of them are medium, some of them are large. You can put them again in your front yard, in your backyard, and they're self-contained, so they're very cool, make a lot of noise, and they're very awesome.
Now, Justin, what about the care? Do you help with that?
Yeah, we can come on by, we can get it all winterized for you, take it down, drain it, get your pump out of there for the winter if you want, or we can show you how to do that yourself.
And what about weekly care? Is that really difficult?
Not too difficult. You'll need to fill your fountain a little bit if you don't have it on an autofill system, but other than that, not too much care at all.
Anything that we should add to keep that water nice and clear?
Yeah, we have a product called BioSledge. It helps fight the algae, keep the water as clear as possible, so treat that a couple times a year and you're good to go.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too difficult. It really isn't.
No, not too much at all.
And I know that you're a full-service company here at Terra Casa, so you'll send out a crew, you'll deliver the fountains and set them up.
Yes, we will. We can get that all done for you too, so come on by and check us out.
So you need to come out to see Terra Casa in Damascus, talk to Justin and his crew, and pick out a water feature for your garden. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Garden Time's Incredible Edibles.
There's nothing like homegrown tomatoes, and we have some tips to have a successful crop. So the best thing that you can do for tomatoes is to get your soil ready. So we dug a very deep hole because tomatoes are the one vegetable that you can plant really deep. And you also want to add some garden lime, and for each plant you want to put in about 3 tablespoons at the bottom of that hole. And the lime is great because it helps the soil be more neutral pH, but really it helps to prevent that blossom end rot on the fruit. That's that black on the bottom of the fruit. So you always want to make sure you add the garden lime. You also want to add some kind of a fertilizer. We're using the Espoma tomato tone, and you also want to use about 3 tablespoons of that in the bottom of the hole. Now with tomatoes, it's one of the few fruits that you can plant deeper than any other fruit or vegetable. So when you take it out of the pot, you want to put it at the bottom of that hole, and you want to take off these bottom leaves that would be underground, and then you put the soil back. And this is so important because where each of the nodes are underground will put out more roots, and it will make a stronger tomato plant and give you much more fruit.
Now, just because you have the tomato planted, you might think, well, all of the work is done. However, there's a couple other tips that you need to be aware of. If you plant it early, like so many of us have, you want to make sure that the nights, even if they drop down to like the 40s, you still want to give them a little extra heat. We suggest things like this wonderful wall of water. It's really just a circular tube that has a lot of individual cells. So you open it up, it's usually about 2 foot tall, you slip it over the tomato, and then fill each of those cells up with water. Then during the day, while the sun is shining, it heats up the water, and then when the sun sets, that heat escapes into this rounded area that's kind of closed off and helps the tomato grow better. So it's a very simple and easy way to help tomatoes really start going. Then, after a few weeks, well, of course, they're going to start getting bigger. And so these cages are really handy. Whether you have tomatoes that are determinate or indeterminate, these help because as they grow up, they can flop over, the wind can knock them down. This really gives them a lot of protection. It also helps if you want to do some pruning, and certainly when harvest time comes, you can see right all the way around it where the ripe fruit is and ready to be picked.
So we hope that all these tips will help you have a wonderful crop this summer.
No matter what shade your green thumb is, you can find the plants and the help you need at Wavra Farms. We're filled with an astounding array of colorful plants to fill your garden. In addition to wonderful annuals and perennials, we are known for our hanging baskets. We also have all your garden essentials, and we have great garden gifts too. From beginner to expert, you'll find something new and different with every visit. Wavra Farms, located off Highway 22, Exit 5, east of Salem.
Peonies, bold and beautiful, an old favorite, but ever new, and perfect for your garden. At Adelman Peonies, you'll find hundreds of different peonies, bush, ito, and tree peonies covering 20 acres. Come stroll the display garden, then find a special plant or bouquet to take home. Join us any day of the week for beautiful color or weekends for special events. Adelman Peonies is just east of I-5 at exit 263 on Brook Lake Road, or online at peonyparadise.com.
Dram is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
The health and beauty of your garden starts from the ground up, and healthy soils begin at Grimm's Fuel. For the best in garden mulch, blended soils, and bark dust, choose Grimm's. U-Haul delivered or installed, Grimm's can do it. And if you're looking for a new lawn, Grimm's can do that too with our special lawn installation service. Grimm's is also the area's largest recycler of yard debris. The foundation for a healthy garden begins at Grimm's Fuel.
Surround yourself with wonderful color this summer. It's time for the annual spring sale at Hydrangeas Plus. Hydrangeas are the perfect plant for any garden, large or small. We are cleaning out our nursery, so come and take some plants home to your garden. We're offering special once-a-year pricing on nearly everything we grow. Also, check out our selection of grasses and other blooming perennials. It's the annual spring sale at Hydrangeas Plus.
So I'm standing here with Russell in a beautiful garden, and Russell is from COLLIER Arbor Care, which is a division of Bartlett Tree Experts. And you know, Russell, it seems like every year, no matter how much we want our gardens to be beautiful, we get out on that first day of a sunny day in spring, we walk around and we can see all kinds of things that we might not know what they are, but we know something's wrong.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things you do, is you actually go to gardens, walk through them. So let's take a little tour here and tell me some of the things you see that are wrong and what they are.
Sure. So when I first walked onto this property, I was taking a look at the rhododendrons and noticed a couple things wrong with this one. There's healthy foliage up here, but as we move down, there was a little bit of frost damage I saw from these buds that had died out, and you know, some are healthy, and this will still be a flower, but some have actually just been nipped off by the frost. And as we work our way down, we can see that on the margins of these leaves, we're having a nutrient issue here. So this would be what I would call chlorosis, which means that, you know, there's a nutrient imbalance or there's something missing from this soil. And we take soil samples so we can get a direct diagnostics of what's going on, just like you would go to a doctor and you would get something diagnosed. So to determine what's going on, you know, we want to take some foliage samples or soil samples, send it off to be analyzed, and then we can do a prescription fertilizer to help amend the issues that are going on here.
And Russell, you know, one more problem I hear a lot of especially with rhododendrons, is root weevils.
Yeah, root weevil. They are a nocturnal beetle that comes up at nighttime, and they crawl up the stems and they notch the edges of the leaf. So they don't go for the middle of the leaf specifically. They notch the edges, they chew them down, and you'll find a lot of damage down at the base of your tree. But the larvae also chew on the roots, and so you can get, if you see a lot of that notching, you know you have a root weevil infestation. It can be taken care of very easily. You just have to give us a call and take a look at it.
It's not always just one thing. That would be too simple, wouldn't it be? So there's other things, because then the further down you go on this, you can even see more damage.
And that segues into what we're seeing as lacebug damage. So we've got two things going on. This poor rhododendron has both lacebug, chlorotic issues. It lost some buds. It's having a little bit of a tough time. So we come here and our job is to make sure that this rhododendron stays healthy, it can grow healthy, and that the homeowner has, you know, their favorite, grandma's favorite rhododendron lists another 50 years.
Well, and then there's so many people, I think, that there's certain things that all of us know. Like, for instance, here in the Northwest, we tend to love our roses. And they get a lot of aphids. So you've seen that too as well, haven't you?
There are some aphids over here that, or some roses over here that are just starting to grow. They have a lush, fresh foliage that the aphids are just going to go right after. And you can find them if you look for the buds, the flower buds. They'll all cluster around there because that is where most of the energy and the flow of energy for that plant is.
And the reason we grow roses ourselves are for the buds, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Now there's also some other stuff a little bit further back, so let's take a walk over there and go over that stuff as well. Okay, Russell, now you brought us over to a boxwood, and there's all kinds of opinions about these. So what is it that you're looking for when you find them?
So when we are looking at boxwoods these days, we're looking for, first I'm going to go to the foliage and look for boxwood mite, which is going to cause kind of a color change, a color issue, stippling as it's called. There's also boxwood psyllid, which gets inside of the leaf itself. So this is a healthy leaf, but you would find if you flipped it over, kind of a gallery, a very small gallery, and if you pop it open, you might be able to find the psyllid pest in there.
Wow, okay.
If it's not foliage, if it's starting to maybe brown out in spots, you could have something called volutella canker, which can be pruned out. But what's getting into the Portland area slowly is boxwood blight, which you really should be aware of. And if you think you have it or you're concerned about it, give us a call. With volutella canker, the leaves stay on the stems, and with boxwood blight, the leaves fall off, and they stick to everything. So if you think you might have it, you know, be wary of carrying it to other parts of your of your garden.
And then there's also a wonderful tree that has a specific disease that a lot of people in the Northwest know about.
Just a few.
What is that?
Well, Japanese maple, of course, and we have to keep an eye out for verticillium wilt. It's really something you have to treat beforehand, and once you get it, really have to prune it out. And cultural control. It's making sure the tree is in a good spot. You don't want a lot of moisture. You want that tree to be healthy, because just like people, if we're healthy, we're fighting off pests. We're fighting off diseases too. So if your tree has a good spot to grow, it's not really going to end up with this disease, but you want to keep an eye out for it, and we found some here nearby.
So there you have it. You know, as I've said before so many times, we all work really hard to make our yards beautiful, and we want to go out and enjoy them. And if you get stuff that you're just not quite sure of, you know, what is that, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website, call them up, have them come out, look around and see what they can do to help make your garden continue to be beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, William.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable, your dream yard starts at Owl's Garden and Home. Bring home the hues of summer with our gorgeous hanging baskets, grown locally on our farm. Choose from sun or shade combinations to instantly brighten up your home. Hanging baskets for a pop of color that brightens your home all season long. Owl's Garden and Home in Woodburn, Sherwood, Gresham, and now in Wilsonville.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
DRAM is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. DRAM products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. DRAM for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
Come to where the color is. Come to Egan Gardens. We've worked hard growing healthy plants for you so that your gardening is easy. Add sparkle to your garden with our perennials, container plants, and skillfully designed baskets and planters.
Beautiful baskets with colors designed to look good together, not just thrown together. We have different styles and prices to choose from. Come see baskets the way they ought to be done.
Egan Gardens, where it's all about the plants. We're located west of I-5 at exit 263 on River Road.
Well, it is a beautiful day, and I am here with Kevin Vaughn, and we are sitting amongst his sempervivums, and you have got a new book out, so we want to talk about this book. Give me some information on it.
Well, William, I have been giving this class on sempervivum for the last 6 years, and a lot of the students in the class said, well, where was this all written down, Kevin? And I realized none of it was written down.
There's a book on it, but it was some time ago.
Oh, right, back in 1972. We've learned a few things since then, and they had 300 cultivars back then. We now have 7,000. So this book details a lot of the progress that we made in them. And so when you think of sempervivum, you normally think of that old green one that Grandma grew.
Hens and chicks.
That's right. But now they come in every color, from green, yellow, purple, red, black, all kinds of patterns, and sizes up to a foot across.
And the amazing thing to me, Kevin, is when we've interviewed you before and talked to you about this, it really is, I always thought, well, maybe these were just ones that were not found back then, but that's not the case at all. These are work.
That's right. These have all been developed by hybridizers. And so what I've been doing is making planned crosses between them rather than just collecting seed that's random. And so I can make much more progress that way and go towards goals rather than just whatever the bees decide for me.
Exactly, yeah. And then in your book, is it just about different groups of this, or is it like growing information? What's the information you can find in it?
Soup to nuts. Everything from the history of these plants, the species involved, how to make your own hybrids, which ones I think are desirable, all the people that have played roles in developing these plants, it's all there.
So Kevin, I know from doing the show how popular these plants have become, and so for the gardener, the home gardener, is that also covered in here on how to grow them?
Oh, definitely, yes. In fact, it's probably no easier plant to grow. If you follow a few basic rules, they want drainage, they want sunlight. Give them both, they'll be fine.
And that, you can't get any easier than that unless you live in a closet or a cave somewhere, right?
Exactly.
So if you love these plants as much as I do, you can go to gardentime.tv and we will click you over to the publisher and you can find out where to pick up this book for yourself. Thank you so much, my friend.
Have a good day, William.
Well, I am standing amongst a bevy of beautiful hanging baskets, so I must be at French Prairie Gardens, and I'm here with Stacy. This is the time of year that these things are just they're ready, aren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. Right now is the time to get the hanging baskets.
So we get them, they're beautiful, we fall in love with them, but we want to take care of them. So go over some things that we must really pay attention to make them look this way also.
Yeah, so make sure you water. Water's the number one thing. When you're thirsty, your plants are thirsty.
Right.
So you want to make sure you keep consistent watering. So once a day, sometimes twice a day if it's really hot. And if you miss a day, make sure you really drench them, because sometimes there's no coming back from a missed water day.
And I can say that myself with certain baskets. Just one day in a 85, 90 degree really can wilt it down. So
yes,
you got to pay attention.
Yeah, oh yeah, we've had plenty of customers come back that needed to get a second one. So.
And then, you know, people talk about fertilizer a lot, but you guys love this one. Tell me about this one.
Oh yeah, Jack's Triple 20 is our favorite. These baskets are heavy feeders. They love the nutrients. So you got to remember that along with water, they need some food, and it just keeps everything looking very, very pretty all season long.
And Stacy, I think it's important to say that again, because I feel like we forget that when you're blooming this much all the time,
yes,
it takes a lot of the plant's energy to do
that. Oh
that.
yeah, it does. And we need to make sure we get all those nutrients back in the soil along with the water, because the more they bloom, the more they use up.
So as the temps are heating up now, this is a great time to buy them, and you still have a wonderful selection, right?
Oh yes, we have plenty to choose from, all different sizes.
And then Mother's Day is right around the corner. Tell me what's going on.
Oh yeah, we have our Mother's Day brunch from 9 to noon, and you can sign up online on our website. We have wonderful things out of our bakery. We have egg bakes, we have ham, we have fruit salad. There's all sorts of goodies to enjoy all morning long.
And you can even pick up a hanging basket then. So for more information on this wonderful event, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll kick you over to their website, connect up with them, make sure you get out here on Mother's Day or any day and enjoy the beauty of a hanging basket. Thank you, Stacy.
Thanks, Larry.
Since 1987, French Prairie Gardens has brought you the best in farm fresh produce, beautiful plants, and memorable family events. Spring is here, and now is the time to get your garden ready with our wide selection of bedding plants and hanging baskets. Experience the best the country has to offer at French Prairie Gardens.
Standard TV and Appliance asks, what do you want in new appliances?
Do you want GE's gas, electric, convection, induction, stainless steel, Slate, French Door, Energy Star, top load, front load, high efficiency, or huge capacity?
I want it all. Yeah, I want everything.
Refresh and save with GE Cafe. Upgrade your kitchen and save up to $1,500 when you buy 4 GE Cafe appliances. Standard TV and Appliance.
Extend your growing season and escape to your own garden retreat in a Solex greenhouse from the Greenhouse Catalog. There is nothing like the taste of a bright, red, juicy, homegrown tomato. The bright, warm, durable design of a Solex greenhouse provides plenty of room to nurture your plants and enjoy your passion for years. Choose from 5 Solex greenhouse models or build your own with Solex panels. For all your gardening, greenhouse, and specialty growing needs, visit greenhousecatalog.com or give us a call.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Bauman from Bauman's Farm and Garden. Succulents are a very popular trend right now in gardening, but a lot of times what you see online at Pinterest and Instagram seem like they're pretty difficult to do. So what we've done is we've put down everything you need to do one of the most popular succulent trends you have right now in a succulent wreath. We've put everything together so it's very simple. So first, we have our wreath. This is an 11-inch ring, and this wreath is very popular for us because it's not one of those wreaths where you have to take it apart and put it all together. This comes pre-assembled. But the trick is, you've really got to soak it in water first. So that's where we're going to start. All right. We've been having this in here for about 10 minutes now, and as you can see, the water's pouring out. So we're gonna take that out, set it down. So this moss has been soaked in water, and now we're gonna put the succulents in. And one of the tricks that we found is we have these nice, what they're called plug trays. So they're not very big. This is a pretty easy size to put in the wreath. You will find these at Bauman Farms just laid out just like this. I've picked out a nice array of hardy succulents. I've also taken the time to make sure that none of these succulents are gonna overpower each other. All of them are gonna play nicely, I promise. So now we're gonna take each one. There are fishing wire kind of looped in here. So we're gonna take our little handy dandy paring knife and kind of cut ourselves a little hole. I usually like to take my thumb, make myself a nice little room, and then we're gonna slide that plug right down on in there. All right, one down, 40 more to go. Okay, I got them all in here. A couple tricks. One of the things I like to do with some of the sedums is just give them a little tip on the ends. That gets them to fill out a little better. Also, this is just moss, so there's not a lot of nutrients in there. So when you go to water it just like we did before, but add a little bit of water-soluble fertilizer in there and just dunk it down. And then you've got it. And for more information and other projects, go to www.baumanfarms.com.
Your center for home and garden decor, Garden Gallery Ironworks has everything you need to make your home a showcase. For the inside, we have a great selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items, and our farmhouse style department is full of one-of-a-kind gifts. For the outside, we have arbors, trellises, planting beds, and garden decor. Everything to make your neighbors jealous. Check out our new website and then come visit us in Hubbard. Garden Gallery Ironworks.
At Garland Nursery, you'll find
top quality plants,
4 generations of garden know-how,
fun and fantastic garden decor,
and the best in garden supplies.
Come visit us at Garland Nursery.
Since 1937, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
Well, you know, it's summertime and maybe we're thinking about replacing our deck. I'm with Jason at Conrad Lumber out in Sherwood. And so what is the difference between maybe a cedar deck and a composite deck?
You know, it really comes down to your maintenance.
Ah, sure.
You know, your cedar, it's a beautiful wood, but it's something you're gonna have to maintain each and every year if you want it to stay looking new and you want it to look fresh.
Right.
You know, it's a great product to have if you're looking for that natural, but in today's market, the composite has came a long way. Now we've got a composite material that's not requiring any stain. You know, it's taken a light wash, you know, a broom for cleaning, and price-wise, it's right there with cedar.
Well, that's interesting because it used to be that cedar was so much less expensive than a composite. So I think that always tilted people maybe to a cedar deck. So really, that's interesting that it's together.
Right, no, absolutely. And today, the cedar prices are pretty through the roof. And so you can get into a composite deck for nearly the same price. For up front, you know, it might be a little less with cedar, but you've got to think about your stain and your maintenance. And that's something you've got to do yearly.
Right.
And after a couple years, you've paid for that composite deck. So you might as well go composite and save that work up front and enjoy your weekends on your deck.
That's great advice. Well, I'm going to go and talk to Derek, who's from a company called Fiberon, and we're going to learn all about that composite. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, now I'm talking to Derek from a company called Fiberon, which makes a composite decking. And so we were just talking with Jason about the differences between cedar and a composite. And so we kind of touched on Fiberon. So tell us more about this product.
Well, so the benefits of going with Fiberon or any composite are that you're going to have virtually no maintenance. They come with a 25-year stain and fade warranty.
Wow.
So should you be out barbecuing, get burger grease on it, spill wine, ketchup, whatever that would stain your original wood deck, you're going to be able to wash that off with a hose, at worst case scenario, a push broom and a little dish soap. So it's a great product that is pretty much no maintenance.
But what about, we're having dancing or, the dogs running around. So what about that kind of wear and tear?
I wouldn't be worried about dogs or anything scratching it. It is very durable. Should, a ladder, you'd be sliding a metal table across it, you'd want to put like plastic stops or felt stops underneath. But other than that, it is a very durable product.
I love the way this looks too. It looks like real wood. It doesn't look fake.
Right. Now, being that it's a man-made product, we made sure to use the amount of color streaking and variation that you're not going to see repeating boards. So when you lay it out, it will look as though it's a natural wood product.
And then I was looking too, on the other side, it's the same grain, the same color as this side. So really, worst case scenario, you could just flip it?
Yeah, so we have these boards wrapped all the way around, and the reason for that is that should you damage it, yes, you can flip it, but should it be an overhead deck, as opposed to looking at the bottom of composite, you're now looking at a colored grain pattern as well.
Oh, that is nice. Really, there's so many really pluses for this. That is really great. And so also, you have a new product on the market, and it's something about a carpet, compressed carpet?
Yeah, so this is a carpet board technology. We call it relaxed decking. And the basis behind it is we're taking all of the carpet that would be going into a landfill, compressing it down and making a board that we're comparing to wood with a warranty. It's going to have a 15-year warranty with it.
And this is really a good price comparable to cedar.
Yeah, so if you're on the fence in between the price of cedar, this is actually a comparable price as well.
And this is a green product too. I love the way it looks. It looks real.
Yeah, so with our composites, going back to that, this is made up of 94% recycled material, and it's going to be post-consumer plastic like milk jugs or laundry detergent bottles, and then it'll be wood from recycled door frames, trim, etc.
Wow, and I love your website because you can actually help me design my deck.
Yeah, so if you go on there, there's a smart tool and it's a deck designer tool, and you can build the exact deck that you want, see the colors, see doing picture framing or anything to customize it to exactly how you want it, and get an idea before you pick it out.
That tool on the Fiberon website is really great. So you can go to that, you can see all the styles that they have, all the patterns of the composite wood. And we are going to be showing you how easy this is to install. This product is going to be installed at our producer's home. So stay tuned for the next few weeks and you will get to see exactly how that works out. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. And Judy, I have to tell you, I did the entire thing fully clothed.
Well, thank you. We're so proud of you.
And that is the way that I celebrated World Naked Gardening Day.
And happy Cinco de Mayo. Well, we do thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Garden Time.
Fully clothed. Judy, what are you doing?
William, I'm trying to find gardening events in my area.
And you're having a hard time doing that?
I am having a hard time.
All you have to do is go to gardentime.tv and look at the events page.
That is great news. So if you're looking for gardening events in your area, just go to gardentime.tv.
Celebrate a spring tradition. Visit the Hulda Klager Lilac Gardens during the annual Lilac Days. Open daily from 10 to 4. See hundreds of blooming lilacs. Tour Hulda's Victorian home and gift shop. Take exit 21 off I-5 in Woodland, Washington. The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.